Good morning, everyone. So, today, what I want to talk about is marketing. And we're getting ready to create all of these Facebook ads, and all of us are going to have a big contest this week in order to see who can have the best return on their advertising. Now, before we go, we spend a bunch of money on creating advertising. I want to make sure that everybody understands the basic principles of marketing so that they can create the best ads possible. So a lot of the time, people create ads and hope that someone will connect with their advertisement. And so I ask people all the time, who is it that you are looking to connect with? And the number one question I get all the time is that I'll connect with anybody. And the reality is that if that's what you're shooting for, then you're really going to wind up connecting with almost nobody because your marketing won't be pervasive, your marketing won't be concentrated, and people won't receive the message that you're trying to deliver. So we want to start with one very basic question. And here, when you get done with this video, your regional success partner, they're going to help walk you through this. But the first question that you want to be asking yourself is, who is my customer? And if you don't know who your customer is, well, that's the very first thing that we need to figure out. Who is my customer? Who is it that I'm actually trying to reach? Because if you say anybody, my question to you would be, example representing buyers, are you okay with buyers in $20,000, $30,000 price range? Are you okay with leases in the $500 or $600 price range? And if your answer is no to either one of those, then you're reaching the wrong customer with your marketing, and you don't want just anybody, you want a very specific person. So you have to figure out, in my career, where I am right now, and everyone will be in a different place. You see, there will be some of you who are already representing million-dollar buyers, and that's fantastic, that's incredible. But there will also be some of you who are not representing that price point yet. Now, just because you're in the $100,000, $200,000 price point doesn't mean you can't shoot higher. But what I'm saying is to remember that there is a difference in the level of service that's going to be required between a $300,000 buyer and a $1 million buyer. So really set a goal for yourself and say, well, right now I'm at 200,000. I would like to target a $300,000 buyer. And the reason we're focusing on buyers this week, and you can apply the same methodology to anything, but we're focusing on buyers because those are the least expensive leads that you can capture. So number one here, I'm going to create a profile of who I would be looking for. So I want somebody who's in the $300,000 price range. So I'm going to assume that right now my price range is in the 200, and I want to start to target that person in the $300,000 price range. Now, Facebook is going to give you an opportunity at some really good analytics. And you are the one who's responsible, not Facebook, for putting those analytics to work. So the first thing we need to think about is location. What location in Houston would support $300,000 buyers? And if you stop and you say, well, the locations that I'm looking at targeting, they have nothing but $200,000 houses. Or the location I'm looking at targeting is nothing but $500,000 houses, then that's the wrong location. You need to rework your location for people who would be looking for a $300,000 house. Now, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is income. And Facebook is great because it provides you the ability to sort out people based off of their income. So you have to ask yourself, how much income would somebody require to purchase a $300,000 house? Now, I can tell you, a $50,000 a year income is not going to be enough for that $300,000 home purchase. You're really looking for someone who's making six figures and up to get to that $300,000 price point. So keep that in mind as well. And the last thing you want to do is you want to start to think, what are some interests that a person who's buying a $300,000 house might be interested in? Because with the Facebook analytics, you're actually able to select things that people are interested in. So I start to think about what are some luxury products that people in that $300,000 price point might be interested in. Well, I can think of one brand right off the top of my head that $300,000 buyers would actually utilize. Very famous brand. It's called Bose. That's something that those people might be interested in. What other type of people buy $300,000 houses? Well, you have to start to break that out. Maybe the person who's liked Mercedes or the person who's liked BMW. Those might be people who are willing and able to buy your homes. Now, that doesn't mean that because somebody clicked Mercedes, it qualifies them for a $300,000 house. But what we're doing is we're getting in the mindset of a $300,000 buyer. Because when we start to get in that mindset, it lets us create ads around their mindset, around what they're actually able to purchase. And it keeps us from receiving a lot of advertisement and a lot of leads that are in the wrong price range, that are not who we're looking for. So I want you to take a few minutes to think about this question. Who is my customer? What is the price range that I want to be in? Everybody's is going to be different. If you're just getting started, you probably want to be in the average price range, 200,000. If you're trying to push your numbers up a little bit, 300,000. Some of you might already be in the 300,000. You want to push that number up to the 500,000. And then you need to start thinking, what location am I going to target? What income range am I going to target? And what types of interest would somebody in that $300,000 price range have that I can also choose to target? What types of demographics can I choose to target based around a $300,000 buyer? So I want you to take a quick 5 minutes right now with your regional success partners, and I want you to answer this question. Who is your customer and who are you going to be targeting? And once you've come up with that, we're actually going to jump into the Facebook Ad Manager. We're going to look at all of the options that they offer us, and we're going to see what works best for you. So we'll see you again in about 5 minutes. Take care.